Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. So not in my usual setup right now, as I'm still not back. I'm not home, but we're getting breaking news regarding big Manchester United moves, and therefore I had to bring you guys a video. We are hearing Jarrad Branthwaite could be on his way to Manchester United, and the Times are reporting that Manchester United have already agreed terms with the player. This comes on the back of David Ornstein reporting that Manchester United were actively pursuing a deal to sign Lenny Yoro from Lille. So two highly rated young centre-backs being linked with a move to Manchester United. Now the Branthwaite deal is very, very interesting because whilst, like the article suggests in the Times, Everton are demanding £70 million, we know they have issues with PSR. That deadline is looming, and with Manchester United being able to agree terms with Jarrad Branthwaite, if the reports are true, it gives us time to be able to try and get a deal sorted with Everton. And I'm sure if they're starting at £70 million, that's not where they expect to end up. Usually they'll get negotiated down on that price, as you usually see people starting off on like a dream price, don't you? So that's what we're hearing at the moment, and we'll get stuck into both of those stories right here on the channel. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, you're liking, you're commenting, you're sharing, etc. Euros starts tomorrow. Jarrad Branthwaite's obviously one of those players that didn't go with England to the Euros, and it obviously means that hopefully he could sort out a transfer a little bit sooner as well. What you usually get with players that are away, you kind of have to wait for them to get back, especially if they have to try and force a move between their agents and things like that. Then you kind of have to wait for them to get back from a tournament. Manchester United could benefit from the fact that Jarrad Branthwaite isn't there, and then you also could potentially get a full preseason out of him as well, depending how quickly you could get the deal done. But it's looking like Manchester United are pursuing deals for Branthwaite and Lenny Yoro. Now Lenny Yoro is also being linked with a move to Real Madrid, and let's get the updates on that one first from David Ornstein, as they came earlier in the day. It was that Liverpool and Manchester United were actively pursuing a deal to sign Lenny Yoro from Lille. Liverpool and Manchester United see Real Madrid as favourites, but are pushing hard for the 18-year-old centre-back, viewed as a unique marketing opportunity separate to other targets. So we heard that from the main man, David Ornstein, who was the first one to break the news that Erik ten Hag was staying at Manchester United as well. And he said in his story, Liverpool, as I said, Liverpool and United are actively pursuing a deal to sign Lille centre-back Lenny Yoro, although they have an acceptance that Real Madrid may ultimately win the contest. Now, with him being one of the most sought-after young players on the market, after having a very, very good season for Lille in League One, also, as this article says as well, he's set to leave this summer in a deal, or he could leave next summer on a free. So with that being in mind, you could get him for a very, very good price. Now, it's whether do Real Madrid want to wait and maybe get him on a free, or will they be looking to chuck some money at him? Obviously, they've just signed Kylian Mbappe, and I'm sure they'll be looking at different players as well. So whether Lenny Yoro becomes their priority or not, although they are after him, if they want to wait. We've seen players wait for Real Madrid before, and that's the problem United will have, although Lille may want to get a transfer fee for him. So again, that may benefit, you know, the two English clubs that are trying to get his signing. So we go on with that article. Yoro has emerged as one of the most coveted players in Europe after a fine season for the League One club, and is set to leave this summer as a free agent in 12 months' time. French champions PSG are also among those strongly interested in the 18-year-old, who is not expected to extend his Lille contract that finishes in June 2025. Lille president Oliver Letang confirmed on Wednesday that Yoro, as well as Canada striker Jonathan David, whose terms expire in the same time, will be allowed to exit. So it looks like, you know, you're not getting much in terms of pushback from Lille in terms of that deal, but they will be looking to get the best deal for themselves. Now, as we were saying with that one, the Times are saying that Manchester United have agreed a deal with Jarrad Branthwaite. We've agreed personal terms with him on a deal that could be worth between £150,000 to £170,000 per week, which is obviously, you know, for Manchester United, it's a reasonable change from some of the prices that we've seen us giving. Of course, it's a big contract for a young player, but given the market and things like that, it seems a little bit more reasonable to where we've been going in the past, and I'm sure that would be on a long-term deal as well. Jarrad Branthwaite, someone that I would like to see Manchester United go after. He's obviously someone that's comfortable off his left foot. He's right-footed centre-back. He obviously had that experience at PSV Eindhoven. Then he came back and he's been playing for Everton and doing really, really well there as well. He had a loan spell at Blackburn Rovers too. Now, £70 million, I think, is an awfully lot of money for him. But if you can get him for like closer to 45, 50, I think it's a deal that's worth making. Of course, you've also got the potential to maybe offset it with some players. Do they want to give us some money for, the likes of Scott McTominay, Harry Maguire, who kind of would suit a move to those kind of clubs, I think, especially with someone like Sean Dyche there. And I'm sure teams like Everton would be queuing up to get players like that because although I don't think they're necessarily good enough for Manchester United, they are very good players that you wouldn't be surprised to see demanding Premier League moves. So that's where we're at the moment. Jared Branthwaite, terms agreed on a deal between 150 to 160,000. Sorry, I think I said 170,000 before. And that would be on a long-term deal. But of course, that doesn't mean we've agreed a deal with Everton, which we now need to do and get that deal sorted. And then you could look at potentially bringing him in for pre-season, which would be a nice move. There was a lot of people talking about Michael Olise has been linked with Chelsea and things like that. I'd imagine a move for someone in those positions is relying on outgoings. We've got to get rid of Sancho. Mason Greenwood looked like he's making a departure. You've also got Anthony, who could be making a departure from the club. So you're looking at that. And maybe you've got to see some outgoings before you can see some incomings, especially with the amount of money that Manchester United have got before sales. But of course, like you say, you have got the likes of Sancho, Greenwood, potentially Anthony, McTominay, Maguire, etc. that could make way and bring in some much-needed transfer funds for Manchester United. Then, if you're starting to get into that market and potentially bring in someone like Branthwaite and or Lenny Yoro, a midfielder and a striker and a right winger, I think you'd be in a great position for the new season. Obviously, we've got Amad Diallo. I'd like us to see us keep him and give him an opportunity. But someone like Olise would be nice. Having two options down that side, you then have Garnacho and Rashford on the other side. Unless we see Garnacho as that right winger where he was playing a lot of the season, obviously you need backup or a rotation option for Rasmus Højlund. What's going to happen with Casemiro? Looks like he could leave. Man United would need a number 6. Rafael Varane's already left. The futures of Lindelof, Maguire, etc. You don't know what's going to happen there. There's talk Evans will get an extended contract. Willy Kambala will obviously still be about. Lisandro Martinez. You need to bring in some centre-backs. So it remains to be seen who that will be. But it looks like Manchester United have already started moves with some reliable reports coming through that we've agreed terms with Jared Branthwaite and we're in the market for Lenny Yoro. So whilst Ineos have maybe started the summer slowly with their decision-making over Erik ten Hag, it looks like things could be shifting into gear for Manchester United fans in terms of transfers. But like we've seen before, these things can take a while. You just hope to see us be making some more shrewd signings. And you'd like to think as well, getting in early with Jared Branthwaite, agreeing these terms early with him, gives us time to negotiate with Everton before their PSR deadline comes in and all that, and they have to get their accounts sorted. And if we can get a deal agreed for 40, 50 million, boom, go and get him. If not, move on. So yeah, be very interesting to see how this one develops. But let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Keep it like, comment, share, and I'll see you very soon.